Beloved, hear me as I whisper this into the very place where your confusion has taken root, because you've been sitting with the heaviness of questions you don't even know how to name out loud, and you've been wondering why it seems that every step forward somehow leads you back to the same place you were trying to escape. But I say to you today, this is not a coincidence. This is not you being weak or unworthy. This is not evidence that you have failed me. This is the fruit of advice that was planted in your spirit that did not come from my mouth, and though it may have looked wise, though it may have sounded spiritual, though it may have come from someone you respected, it was a seed of human reasoning wrapped in good intentions but divorced from the blueprint I wrote for you, and because you received it, because you acted on it, the soil of your destiny began to grow something that looked healthy but had no power to produce the harvest you were actually called to carry. And so now, you are here at this strange intersection, asking me why your prayers seem delayed and your breakthroughs seem blocked. And I tell you this not to shame you but to free you. The reason you feel stuck is not because I have abandoned you but because I am about to lead you out from the cage built by someone else's words. For a season you trusted their map more than my whisper. You looked for safety in their steps because you thought my silence meant I had nothing to say. But my silence was training you to discern the difference between my voice and their voice. And now the training is over. Now the moment has come for you to rise up from under the weight of their counsel and walk by the light I am igniting inside of you. I am untangling your steps from the advice that misdirected you. I am dismantling the invisible walls built by opinions that were never anointed for your path. I am exposing the subtle agreements you made with fear disguised as caution, with delay disguised as wisdom, with control disguised as counsel, and as I show you these things one by one, I will also give you the courage to release them and to choose me again. Do not despise yourself for trusting them, because I saw your heart, and I know you were only looking for guidance. I do not hold it against you. I only want you to see now how their words shaped your journey so you will not repeat the same cycle again. Even now, as you read this, I am stirring memories of certain conversations, certain sentences, certain phrases that still echo in your mind like commands. Let those memories rise. Do not push them away, because each memory is a chain being shown to you so that you can break it. My child, the moment you see it and name it, its power over you begins to crumble. What you once thought was wisdom will be revealed as weight, and the weight will be lifted as you return to my voice. This is why you've been restless, why you've felt the holy discomfort even in places that once felt safe. It is the sign of your exodus. It is me stirring you from a camp that can no longer hold your calling. You are not wrong, you are not late, you are being awakened to the truth so you can be let out. Beloved, as you sit with what I revealed to you in the quiet moments of your heart, feel my nearness now because I have not only come to show you what went wrong, I have come to guide you step by step into the place I always prepared for you before those words ever touched your ears. And this will not be a small correction, it will be a full reorientation. Like a ship slowly turning from a false current back into the wind of its true direction. And you will feel me tug at you gently at first. Then with more clarity, and the situations around you will begin to shift to confirm the movement you feel inside. Some doors that once stood open will suddenly close and you will be tempted to see that as loss, but I tell you even now, do not grieve what closes because I am using closed doors as signposts to keep you from drifting back to the places that once trapped you, and in the same breath I will open new doors that seem unfamiliar, uncomfortable, even unqualified for you. But these are the doors of destiny you never knew existed because the advice you followed could never have led you to them. My spirit will give you instructions in whispers, people, places, habits, thoughts you must lay down, not because they were all evil but because they are too small to carry the weight of your future, and each time you obey, you will feel a heaviness lift from your shoulders and a clarity return to your eyes. I will send confirmations through signs you cannot deny, words from strangers, unexpected encouragements, dreams in the night that feel more real than your waking hours, and these will be heaven's way of saying, yes, keep walking, when everything in your mind wants to retreat. Do not expect everyone to understand what I'm asking of you now. Some will question, some will mock, some will try to guilt you back into old roles, but I am giving you the boldness to stand quietly and simply obey without debate, because your breakthrough is not in explaining yourself, it is in aligning yourself. You will notice, as you begin to choose my leading over their advice, that the noise inside of you starts to quiet. the guilt begins to dissolve, the fog in your spirit begins to clear, and where there was once confusion there is a strange peace that doesn't make sense yet but feels like home. This is the sign that you are walking out of the maze. Watch as I reorder your steps. Conversations you thought were coincidences will suddenly reveal themselves as divine appointments. People you lost touch with will resurface not to trap you but to release words of confirmation. Hidden skills and desires you buried under practical advice will reawaken and begin to draw opportunities you never thought were possible. It will feel like I am rebuilding your life from the ground up because in many ways I am, but this time on foundations that cannot be shaken by the opinions of others. And know this, as you follow me, I am also healing the wound in your heart that made you so eager for their advice in the first place, the ache that told you were not enough unless someone else validated your path. And as that wound closes, you will no longer crave their approval like oxygen. You will breathe freely and make decisions out of peace instead of fear. You will begin to hear my voice in ordinary moments, while washing dishes, while driving, while sitting alone, and my voice will become so familiar that no counterfeit will be able to fool you again. My child, the advice that got you stuck will no longer define you. It will become the testimony you use to lead others out of their own traps. I am not only leading you out, I am training you to be a light for those who are still lost in the maze, and this season of unlearning will become a season of authority. Keep walking, keep listening, keep trusting, because the place I'm taking you is not a detour, it is the real destination you were meant to reach all along. My beloved, now that you are beginning to loosen your grip on the counsel that held you down, I must show you what lies beyond the walls of this confinement, for I did not bring you out only to leave you wandering. I brought you out because there is a life prepared for you that the voices of men could never open and the lies of the enemy could never steal. And though you cannot see it fully yet, it is already stretching its roots beneath your feet, waiting for you to step into alignment with me. The delay you have felt was never punishment. It was preparation. It was me protecting you from arriving in a place too early, before your heart could handle the weight of blessing, before your ears could discern my voice above the noise of the world, and before your spirit could stand firm against the winds of distraction. You see, child, many run to the promise but they have no roots, and so the moment storms come they topple over. But you, I have kept planted in hidden places, teaching you to hear me in whispers, so that when I bring you into open spaces, no storm can uproot you again. The advice that trapped you taught you to shrink, to bend, to doubt yourself, to measure your worth through human approval, but I am breaking those chains one by one, for the new identity I am releasing into you cannot coexist with old chains. I am calling you to see yourself not through the mirror of their words but through the reflection of my Spirit, who says you are chosen, anointed, set apart, beloved, and filled with gifts that the world did not give and therefore cannot take away. You will notice in the days ahead that what once triggered insecurity in you will no longer have power, that what once drew fear will instead stir courage, and the very moments that used to silence your voice will now become the platforms where you stand boldly and declare what I have placed in you. Do not despise the unlearning season, for every time you let go of their advice, you make space for my revelation, and revelation is the seed of transformation. And as transformation takes root, opportunities will begin to appear, not because you are chasing them but because destiny is chasing you. You will find invitations arriving unexpectedly, resources flowing from places you never thought to look, relationships aligning with supernatural timing, and even in your body, mind, and spirit you will feel the renewal that comes from obedience, because freedom does not just heal your soul, it revives your entire being. Some of you will find physical strength returning where weakness had lingered, some will see creativity and ideas flooding like rivers where once there was drought, and some will watch as people who never noticed you before suddenly begin to honor the light shining through you. All of this is not coincidence, it is the fruit of walking out of the maze and into the meadow I promised. And let me say this with love, those who gave you the advice that trapped you may try to reappear, sensing your glow, desiring to tether themselves again. But I tell you now, stand firm, for the season of needing their validation has ended. You can honor them without obeying them, you can love them without following them, because your shepherd is now leading you with clarity. In the quiet of your spirit, I will begin to show you visions of your future, dreams that feel too big, glimpses of work too glorious, whispers of impact too wide, and I want you to write them down, to hold them close, to believe them even when they look impossible, because they are not fantasies, they are previews. I am not a man that I should lie. If I show it to you, I will bring it to pass. What awaits you on the other side of this season is not just a new job, a new relationship, or a new opportunity. It is a new you, whole, confident, aligned, radiant with my presence, and when others see you, they will not just see your face, they will see my glory shining through you. This is why I said the advice you followed is why you are stuck, because if you had kept walking in it, you would have missed the version of you I created, the version who carries not just survival but authority, not just hope but breakthrough, not just faith but testimony. And as you step into this new season, child, know that the very chains you are breaking will echo into the lives of others. Your obedience is not only delivering you, it is delivering generations after you. This is why the enemy fought you so hard to keep you stuck in the maze. Because he knew once you found your way out, you would become a guidepost for countless others still trapped in their own. But you are coming out now, and what's waiting for you is bigger than anything you ever imagined. And now, my child, hear me clearly, because this is the moment where everything begins to shift, the place where the weight of the past no longer dictates the pace of your future, for I am declaring over you today that the wilderness season is ending, the waiting is closing, and the path you have been longing for is opening in front of you, but this time you will not enter it with chains of confusion or burdens of guilt. You will walk in freely because I have broken the lies that once bound you. The voices you once listened to that made you doubt your own heart will grow silent, and my voice will rise louder, guiding you step by step, for I did not create you to live in fear of failure or to keep rehearsing the mistakes of yesterday. I created you to walk in dominion, to carry my light into dark places, to break the cycles that tried to enslave you, and to be a testimony of what happens when someone chooses surrender over opinion. You feared that letting go of their advice would leave you lost, but now you will see that it leaves you free, because I never asked you to follow men, I asked you to follow me, and the path I set before you will not require begging, convincing, or striving, because the doors I am opening will swing wide without human permission, and no one will be able to shut what I have decreed open. Some of you will see in the next days that what looked like rejection was my protection, and what felt like failure was the exact turning point I needed to reroute you, for I have been positioning you behind the scenes where no one could sabotage, where no one could interrupt, so that when I release you, there will be no question that it was my hand and not man's opinion that carried you. Your destiny is not fragile, it does not hang on who approves you, it rests in my eternal decree, and that decree over your life is still standing strong, untouched by betrayal, untouched by delay, untouched by wrong turns, untouched even by your own doubts. I tell you now, the advice you followed will no longer chain you, but the wisdom I pour into you will empower you, and where you once looked to others for direction, you will now become the one others look to, because you will carry my counsel, my clarity, and my peace into places where confusion has reigned. Watch how I restore time to you, how I redeem the seasons you thought were wasted, how I accelerate the promises you thought were postponed, for I am not just leading you out slowly, I am thrusting you forward with supernatural speed, and the very ones who once said you would not make it will stand in awe as they see doors open, opportunities multiply, and blessings overflow in your life. But remember, child, it will not be by your striving but by your surrender, not by the old ways but by the new path I am cutting for you. The burden you carried from following advice rooted in fear will fall, and the yoke you now carry will be light, for I am carrying it with you, and as you walk, you will feel strength rising where weariness once lived, joy bubbling where heaviness once ruled, and peace flowing where chaos once stormed. And I will confirm this word to you. I will send signs, whispers, confirmations so specific that you cannot deny they came from me, and when they come, remember this moment, remember that I told you I was leading you out, and do not look back, for what is ahead of you is far greater than what is behind. I am giving you beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, praise for despair, and a double portion for every year the enemy tried to steal, and when you step fully into what I have prepared, you will not only walk free, you will run, you will soar, you will rise into the destiny that has been waiting for you all along, and nothing and no one will be able to stop what I have begun in you, for I, the Lord your God, am faithful to complete it.